Good morning. We are in the airport, the Atlanta airport, which I don't know why y'all hate her so bad. She's always good to me. But we're in the airport headed to go celebrate our brother and my sister-in-law's brothers, who I guess will be my brother-in-laws. Anyway, we want to celebrate, okay? We have an engagement party this weekend, so super excited about that. We'll get to see our entire family, and we have had the sweetest morning so far. It is quite an early flight. We decided to just go ahead and take a super early flight so that we could work throughout the day because it's still a Friday. It's a work day, but no need to spend the entire day at home and then take a late flight. So that's kind of like our go-to. We'd rather wake up super early than get in super duper late. So we are just sitting waiting for our flight. We ended up walking to our concourse, which was so sweet because we ended up seeing the most beautiful art. And we actually started our interior design project a couple days ago for the house. So art is like top of mind for us right now. And I really loved a lot of the photos that we saw. The artist's name was Kendall Basant, probably Basant, or Bassant. I think Kendall Bassant, but absolutely loved the pieces. They were so gorgeous. So that was really sweet. It was nice to be able to take our time. I have just been so diligent lately, and like the Lord has really been working on me on not having a rush spirit. So it's been really nice to carry that into moments like this and do life by design versus by default, because something like the airport is always such a rushed, frenzied, frazzled place. Like I was thinking about how we were walking. We were just walking down the hallways and it literally felt like we were on the highway. Like we are all moving either at 80 miles per hour or at a glacial speed. Like there's no in between. People are either lost and moving super slow, or they know where they're going and they're super hurried. So it was nice to just find a good steady pace, getting ourselves to our gate to get to enjoy some of the art. We actually ended up getting on the SkyTrain when we didn't need to because we misread our ticket, or maybe our gate changed. It said D and then it became T. So we ended up just hopping off the train and walking back. And I think that was so sweet. Like, had we not made that mistake or had that change not happened, we wouldn't have gotten to see that art. So I'm just really working to count the fruit. I want to see the good things in this life and not the negative, and really just allow myself to control my perspective and control my mind. So that's this morning. We're about to head out. We're headed to DC for the weekend, and y'all are coming with us. So let's go. Okay, y'all, so we touched down in DC. We've been here for a little while. We just went and grabbed some lunch from Patsy's, which was so good. And now we are heading over to Tyson's Corner. We might go to Tyson's Galleria as well. Just bop around, see what's what. And then we'll probably sit down at a coffee shop or something and do a little bit of work and close out the day. But we are just chilling. It's just us here right now, which honestly is perfectly fine with us because we have the entire day free. The rest of our family are all coming at different times, but I know like my mom, my aunts, my uncles, and a couple other folks are all on the same flight. So they'll be here later this afternoon around the same time. And then the couple, my brother and my sister, are not going to be here till later because my sister is an incredible OB and she has to work today. So that is the plan. So we won't see my brother and my sister until tomorrow, but we'll see the rest of the family here later. Folks are talking about wanting to go get some crabs, which is just fine with me because it's like, how can you come to Baltimore and not get crabs? So we're gonna go in the mall for a little bit, hang out, and yeah, just see where the day takes us. We're doing a little bit of dilly-dallying, which is much needed because we have been working hard all week. We've honestly been working hard all month. I cannot believe that it is already almost March, but we are closing out February, which is so crazy. It was my birthday last week and we had the sweetest, here's a spot. We had the sweetest, calmest weekend. It was so, so sweet. We knew that this weekend we were going to be doing a little bit more moving around because we were going to have the whole family with us. So honestly, just feeling good to have a day to kind of hang out. Worked this morning, got some things done, and then we'll hang out here for a little bit, and then I'm gonna wrap up some Finstyle stuff. If you don't know, we launched a new product called 60 Seconds to Dress a few weeks ago. I work full-time as a tech strategist, but in addition to creating content and sharing parts of life with you all, I have a business called Finstyle. It's a personal development company designed to help you live your life on purpose with purpose, and we do that in a variety of ways. A big part of that is helping you use your money, time, and energy for what matters most. So when it comes to everyday life, we do our absolute best to create products and resources that create real support for the issues or the things that you might be having the most trouble with, or the areas that you want to grow in. So we created 60 Seconds because the girls told me they're fighting for their life in their closet and fighting for their life to get out of the door on time, and it's having a downstream impact on the rest of their lives. So we created this product to end closet crash outs. But I say all that to say, we recorded a plugin for it. I like to think of all of the products and the things that we create as Legos, right? We said that Finstyle is a customizable approach for designing a life that you love, which means that that's going to look different for every person. But there are like a few core support pillars that we believe everybody needs, whether that's, spiritual support, financial support, whatever that might be. And then it's going to be mixed and matching some of our different products and solutions for your specific needs based on where you are in life. Once we create a product, we like to then create like supplemental assets to support it, and we call those plugins. So I say that to say we have a little bit of work that we want to do on our most recent plugin, which is our packing plugin, which is designed to help you not only get dressed more quickly and efficiently and effectively and seamlessly in your everyday life when you're home, but also pack appropriately so that you can do the same thing when you're traveling and not agonize because those overweight bag fees are taking y'all out. All right, that could have been an ETF. But anyway, so we're going to do a little bit of that work, and then we'll also chat with our executive assistant, who is my girl. She holds it down. So we're going to check in with her later today. Then I think that should close out work for the week. So this is what we have going on for the afternoon. Let's head into the mall and see what we can see. I'm not looking for anything in particular. I actually have my eye on a couple of things that I'm probably going to pick up online. But, when you're in Tyson's, I feel like you gotta come to at least one of the malls. So let's pop in. Get to the side.
Yeah. Car.
Thank you. Security. Dude! Nate is security and Dax is TSA. Because the two of them make sure your girl is well protected. About to go and hang out at Sunday morning for a little while, get a matcha, and just read and relax. My girl Jalen from Face Over Matter put me onto this place on her vlogs. And every time we come to DC, we have been coming.
after X, Y, and Z time during the week type joint. So I was like, so it's right across from
So that's close enough in the area. Well, yeah, you know what I mean. I think those.
Hello friends, it is later in the afternoon on Saturday and we are getting ready for the family party. We went and hung out with one of my play uncles this afternoon, like morning afternoon time, one of my dad's best friends, and he has lived here for a while and has created the most beautiful life for himself. So we were hanging out, catching up, and we went over to check out his warehouse. He has a manufacturing warehouse, so we went to see that. He gave us a tour of it. It was so freaking cool. Y'all know I am a nerd, so I was completely nerding out. We checked out his 3D printer and a bunch of other stuff, so that was absolutely incredible. So awesome. Really, really proud of him. It was just such a sweet time together. So we went, it was me, my dad, Nate, and then one of my uncles, my Uncle Ben. That was so fun. So we went and hung out and did that. Came back, showered. Oh, then we went and we got lunch. And then we came back and showered. And now my mommy and I are just doing our makeup for the party. Say hi, Mama. Come on. I can't see you. Hey, everybody. Hello. Hello. It's my girl. We getting dressed. She's gonna do a red lip. So I'm talking her through my classic red lip. My red lip combo, like go-to, is always gonna be chestnut with some ruby woo. I just feel like that is like the best red lip ever. I also like lady balls and this other red color from the lip bar. What's the lip bar color called? You know? I don't love MVP. I don't like the formula of it personally, but it is a really pretty red. So we're just getting dressed and hanging out and chit-chatting. I will pick you guys up in a little bit to show you what I'm wearing. Friends, it's later in the evening. Heading out to the party. Here's what I have on. I have on this beautiful dress from Kiko Vargas that I love. I've worn this so much and she never lets me down. My shoes are from Zara and they're such a fun like play on some Balenciaga knife mules. I really love these. And I just pulled my hair up. And I have a little Amazon like Bottega pouch dupe that I'm gonna wear for my bag. Super simple on the jewelry because I really want the shoes to stand out. And I have on these cute little earrings from Deluxe The Label, which is a black owned jewelry brand that I love. She always has the most fun pieces. This is the look. Let's go shower my brother and my sister and my future brother-in-laws and sister-in-laws as well. So let's go.
Kira Ropes and Sean Hart, future Mr. and Mrs. Hart. And Jordan Perry. And last but not least, we have Daniel Hart and Yaya.
You are the author of love and the designer of covenant, and we ask that you would establish their relationships upon the firm foundation of Christ. Grant them wisdom as they prepare for the life ahead. Teach them to love patiently, to forgive quickly, to speak truthfully, and to serve one another humbly.
I love my son. I love my daughter. They know that I love them very much. Cheryl just asked me, or someone asked me, how do you feel? And I said, in the beginning, with both my kids getting engaged and going towards marriage, it's like, oh my God, I'm losing my kids. But then I said, I'm gaining kids.
The best thing for me, in terms of the people that my children have met,
and chosen to love and that God brought in their lives is that they're not, Renee's not Jordan's fiance. Renee and I have our own relationship.
I'm very, very appreciative. I'm so glad that I have you here. We pulled this thing together. Actually, I shouldn't say we. Sandra, and big thank you to Al-Marie for coordinating
Woo! It is Wednesday, the Wednesday after the weekend, the family party that we had this weekend. Y'all, we had a time. So much so that once we started dancing, I put this camera down and I'm just now picking it back up. We had a time. The couples had the most beautiful time. It was so fun hanging out with our family, catching up with people. A ton of our friends came, and I say our friends because that is one of my favorite things about being in community with people, is that you get to inherit their people. So literally all of my brother's friends are my friends. His best friends that he grew up with are like my additional big brothers, and then now they're married and they have girlfriends or fiancés or whatever, and like those are my friends too, and a lot of them have been with them for years, so I've known them for years. So it's just so special. My sister-in-law is my sister in love. Like, that is my literal sister, and you cannot tell me otherwise. Never wanted a sister. I'm the only girl. That just wasn't necessarily like something that I longed for, but now that I have her, I am literally like, God knew that I needed you. He knew that I needed you, and he knew that I needed you at this point in my life, and that you needed me at this point in your life. So we had the best time. We went out Saturday night. They had us out, y'all. We were out all night to the point. We were out all night to the point where when we were coming back from being out, some of my family was leaving the hotel to go catch their flights. Like, the people who had early morning flights, like 7 o'clock flights, were literally leaving to go to the airport when we were getting back in. But we had the best time. It was Nate and I, and then 2 of my cousins who drove with us into DC late Saturday night for us to go out after the party. And it was literally like all the kids went out. So all my brother's friends, my sister-in-law's friends. It was an engagement party for my brother and my sister-in-law, but the gag is her 2 brothers are also engaged as well. So their parents threw a 6-way, 3-couple-way engagement party for all of them, and it was so special. Highly recommend getting married around the same time as all of your siblings, because my brother and I are getting married around the same time, and then Renee, my sister-in-law, and all of her brothers are getting married around the same time. So, moral of the story, it's lit. We have a lot to celebrate and a lot to be grateful for and a lot to testify over and just scream of God's goodness and his mercy and his kindness, because this weekend was nothing but that. We spent the sweetest time with my uncle, one of my dad's best friends. We hung out with one of our best friends from college, James, who I used to joke that him and Nate were my bodyguards, because I hung out with them when Nate and I started dating in college. We were together all the time, and whenever we would walk, they would walk on either side of me, so I would be in the middle. And I know that the camera is kind of deceiving, but I'm not that big of a person, and both of them are like larger, broader men over 6 feet tall. It looked like The Rock. It looked like that movie The Game Plan with Madison Pettis and The Rock walking around. That was literally us on campus for years. But anyway, we got to see him and it was great. And then we came back Sunday and Daxie Doodoo has been sick. Daxie is my little cockapoo puppy. So we just been taking care of him. That man is allergic to chicken and got into some chicken treats when he was being warded, and he has been feeling the effects of that. So we've been taking care of his little tummy. He's been kind of going through it. On Monday, I Sabbath in the morning, pretty much like Sunday from the time I got home until the middle of morning, Monday morning, so like 24 hours. I just shut down, read, chilled, reset, allowed my body and mind and spirit and soul to rest and just like bask in the goodness of the weekend. And then we reset for the week. So we had to go do all of the adult things, like a Costco run. Baby, I hate Costco. I hate physically going to Costco. Like, I would rather do my taxes. I would rather clean the toilet every day of my life I would rather eat a jean jacket than have to physically go to Costco regularly. Yet here we are, because your girl ran the numbers, and when I say they are taxing on that Instacart delivery for Costco, the delivery is free, but all of the products are significantly higher. And don't get me wrong, your girl will pay the convenience tax. If you don't know what the convenience tax is, that is like a fin-style concept, right, that we talk about, where it's like, okay, if we are going to be designing a lives that we love, and we're going to be delegating, sometimes that means we're going to have to pay the convenience tax in order to get something back in return that is more valuable. But in this case, Costco is really not that far from me, and I'm noticing that when we're ordering things on Costco, they're saying that they don't have things that they actually do, and I think the people just aren't finding them, or maybe they're going to a different Costco than the one that's closest to us. So anyway, I digress. We went and we did the adult thing. We went and we did the hard thing. We went to Costco on Monday. Yesterday we worked. Yesterday was just heads down, straight working. Nate and I are trying out a new schedule right now. We're implementing a new schedule that the Lord really put on our heart. More on that later. We're just kind of like working through that and chewing on that and meditating on that right now and getting our feet under us with it. But I'm excited to share a little bit more with it and explain to you what kind of brought us to this point. So that's what we did yesterday. Courtney came over, who's our incredible chief of staff and works in and on the business with us. She is the best, and we actually onboarded her about a month ago, and I feel like we've been making so much progress. So yesterday we had our team meeting after work, and then we shut it down for the day. And now I am just coming back from an appointment that Nate was so kind to drive me to, and we are gonna grab some lunch and finish out the work day up where we are, because we're a little bit away from the house. So we're gonna get a late lunch, and we are going to just work and power through the rest of the day. On the agenda, I need to do some research for my full-time job. So I work full-time as a tech strategist, and I need to do a research sprint to revise one of the introductions of a presentation that we give. So the pace of change in technology is happening so quickly that information is becoming not obsolete or irrelevant, but like stale much quicker. So we're kind of reworking what it looks like for us to be keeping the most updated numbers and like insights in our presentations that we're giving regularly, which there's one in particular that we deliver several times a week because it's our marquee report. So I'm gonna sit down and do some deep work and deep research for that, and then we will probably wrap up our full-time work for the day, and I'll do a power hour of fin-style work. I did a bunch of work earlier this morning, which is a part of our new schedule, but I'll kind of wrap things up and do a power hour this week, send out some things for Courtney to do because she's gonna be working a little later this evening once I shut down. Yeah, I think that'll be it. So let's go get some lunch. I think we're gonna grab some Nando's. Let's see, I've only been to Nando's once, and it was good. Actually, coincidentally, it was one of the last times we were in Maryland with my sister-in-law and her family. So we're gonna go get some food, and I will pick y'all up when we get to the restaurant.